Hello everyone, George here and I'm back. Woohoo! Nice to see you all. Yes, I know. A couple of days has passed and I haven't posted a video. It's true. Guys, should we change the name from daily vlogs to frequent vlogs? Because you know what, reality's hit. Work is so busy and to be quite honest, some days I come home and I'm like, I just do not feel like talking, you know? But some days I can't wait to talk to you all. So, you know, I promise I will be putting out videos as frequent as possible. And today I can't wait to talk to you. Before I go into it though, some updates. First of all, I've been thinking about having a new backdrop. I have a room next door that is perfect for a studio. But this is the thing, I don't want to have just a typical white backdrop, you know, or even like purple or red or green. I want to do something different. I want to break out of the status quo. So if any of you have any ideas, please, I know there are some ghost subscribers out there, some people who lurk in the dark corners and watch me without saying a word, but come out. I encourage you. I'd love to know what you suggest for my backdrop. Or is this backdrop nice enough? Do you know what? Like, I don't mind it. Let me just close this. Just like that. It's nice. It is nice. It's got a mood to it. Let me know. Also, I just finished editing, being in the process of editing another episode of Stepping Boundaries. If you haven't seen that series that I've created of the first season, well, go and check it out. There's a couple of episodes on there already of season 1. So I'm almost done with episode 2. So I have episode 1.1, episode 1.2, both in Beijing. The next one is going to be in Inner Mongolia. So check it out. The next one will come out, I don't know, in like a week, 2 weeks max. It'll be out. But until then, I'll be here talking to you about random things and sometimes taking you around Nantong. So let me just get into what I'm going to be talking about today. I wanted to do a part 2 of teachers that I've had, weird, memorable teachers that I've had. If I understand correctly, I ended at Saudi Arabia. So I had that crazy teacher, Senora Jimenez, who was like, George, get your head out of the moon, or stop being, are you on the moon? You are like a chicken with no head trying to dance. That's what she would say. You're like a chicken with no head trying to dance. She's like, if you don't study, you'll be like a chicken with no head trying to dance. So if you haven't seen that video, go back to the last video I made and I talk about all the crazy teachers I had. So now we're in Saudi. Oh man, I had some other cool teachers. So I'll get to my drama teacher who had a huge impact on my life and still does. But before that, I had this teacher called Mr. Parker, and he was like an old American dude, and he was so like calm and gentle, and he'd be like, all right, everyone, how's it going? Okay. And I was in Algebra 1, and I was also in physical science. Oh my gosh, all the memories are coming back. Physical science. And so he was a chill dude. And so, you know, I was a chatty kid, and I wouldn't say he was a terrible teacher, but classroom control was a little bit, because I would be chatting, he'd be like, George, I've told you a few times, you gotta sit down. You gotta just sit down and do your work. And if you wouldn't, well, then he'd be like, all right, George, take a step outside. And we went to classes in Saudi in this American high school in like these they were almost like cabins, air-conditioned cabins. So we take a step outside. But it got into such a habit of, you know, taking a step outside if you're naughty, that we began to like taking a step outside. Because he'd be like, we'd be talking, all right, take a step outside. Like, yay, we have a little break. And sometimes it'd be even better if you were talking and had to take a step outside and there was already a friend out there. So we'd have a nice little chat. Also, something that was a little bit strange about him is that he used to tell us about how he smoked marijuana when he was younger. And he'd be like, yeah, I smoked marijuana when I was younger, and that's just the past that I've had. and, you know, we move on and we live our lives. And it's kind of like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Is it bad that he told us at like 14, 15 years old that he smoked marijuana? Is it good that he like opened our eyes and made us more aware? I'm not sure. But another funny thing he said is, look, if you've got a test coming up and somebody tells you there's a concert happening, well, go to that concert. You're going to remember it, even if you fail that test. And I'm like, okay, but is that the message we should be sending to your students? I'm not sure. So he was one that was very funny. Also, okay, I'll go into the drama teacher, and then I'll go into this scandal that happened at that school. But basically, I had this teacher called Mr. Bialik. Mr. Bialik, if you're watching this, shout out to you. I still have him on Facebook. He was the one who believed in me with acting. If you don't know, I'm a drama teacher, and my love for drama was always there, really, but he believed in my acting ability. I remember going to high school and I was the only British kid there, and he had auditions in drama class, and I was really timid on stage. I was like, oh, I'm not going to get the role, but I really wanted the role. It was like this little short play that we were just doing for assembly, and he saw something in me. He was like, hey, British kid with a blue collar shirt, come over here. And I was like, hello. And he's like, I want you to play the British kid. Anyway, long story short, he really believed in me. He was a big fat dude with a beard, and he casted me in Arsenic and Old Lace, in And Then There Were None, in Beauty and the Beast, where I was the clock, in a bunch of things, Our Town. And he awarded me Thespian of the Year a few times in a big high school, so it's such an accolade. And he was just really a great mentor to me. And he used to do things like, I'd be like, hey, Mr. Bialik, I have this idea. Can we do this, this, and this, where I like, you know, put my hand to the sky and then like speak out? And he was like, no. And I'd just be like, oh, okay. But he would really push us and be like, I want you to scream. And I'd be like, that's not screaming. What is that? That's terrible. Scream. And he'd be like, He'd be like, all right, that's better. You know, so he was really good. The last thing in Saudi that was super scandalous was, okay, I'm not going to say her name because it was a scandal. But basically there was this Saudi teacher who, she was stunning. She had an hourglass figure. She had a black bob, super made up, and she'd come to school in her abaya. If you don't know what an abaya is, it's like this black cloak that women wear in Saudi Arabia to cover up. She had an abaya, headscarf, and she'd walk to the school gate and then take it all off, and she looked amazing. She used to wear like a pencil skirt, tight, like a nice silk blouse, and you know, guys were into her. Like, she was really beautiful. And so she comes to our school, and you know, she was an okay teacher, but people used to just like look at her like, oh, you know, she had stilettos on, always looking top notch. And we had her for like, I had her in Arabic culture class, Arabic conversation and culture, and she wasn't that much of an inspiring teacher. But what was crazy is there was a big scandal. So she was found canoodling. Well, let me not be too dramatic about it. She was in like a kind of pantry of a classroom with one student in my grade. We were like 17 years old. We were in like 10th or 11th grade. And she was in a pantry, like one of these like book pantries or something, with him, talking really close with him. And so there was this huge scandal. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, Miss blah blah was seen with him. Oh my gosh. And some people were like, yo, bro, amazing, so cool. Like, you like, you know, go with this woman. The thing is, the guy, he never confirmed whether or not he did, or at least I can't remember if he did or not, but I don't remember him doing that. But I remember talking to her once and being like, you know, because I was a gutsy kid, I just used to like say things. I'm like, oh, I think she was covering one of our lessons, and I was like, I heard what happened. And she actually like spilled. She was like, yeah, all these teachers, they are saying that I was doing something with him. And did I say her name? I gotta cut that out. She was like, all these people saying that I was doing something with him and it's so not true. And you know what? I can shut this school down in 1 second. If they say anything about me, I will shut this school down in a second. Wallah, I will. And so they did nothing. I don't think she ever got in trouble for it because in Saudi, you know, she's a Saudi girl. Pretty sure she was from a pretty big family. She looked like she had money. So I'm sure she could just shut that school down if she wanted to. And so nothing ever happened. I guess she got away with it with flying colors or whatever. So that was that, guys. You know what? I'm going to end it here. I don't want to do millions of like very long videos. So those were a few of my crazy teachers in Saudi. I graduated in Saudi, so then I went off to university. If you enjoy these videos about my weird teachers or crazy or memorable teachers, then let me know and I'll do more. There are so many more. I could just delve into it and just, you know, go deep because I've been to schools in about 8 different countries. So, you know, you do that and there's a vast array of memorable personalities that you are taught by. So, and I'm sure from the kids I teach now, I'm sure I'm not the most normal teacher. I'm sure they're like, Mr. George, the way he does this and that. And so, you know, it comes with the territory. Kids drive teachers mad. And so we go mad in the head. And so we start acting weird. So guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you're like, this guy is onto something, this guy flips a switch in my brain, light a flame in my spirit, well, do subscribe and like this video. And guys, once again, please let me know, should I keep this background? Should I change it? Also guys, fun fact, I just joined Bilibili, which is a Chinese video platform like YouTube, but for China. I'll link below the first video that I posted. If you are like Chinese or you're on Bilibili, go and check it out. Who knows, maybe I'll be a Chinese celebrity in a few months. But okay, thank you guys for watching and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.